How I got into this health condition was, firstly, the health condition was chronic kidney disease. It's an autoimmune disorder. I was diagnosed at stage 5 out of the blue. Basically, when I came back to India, my dad was undergoing a routine health checkup, and he asked me also to take a health checkup. Cut to when the reports came, my dad happened to go through the reports where he discovered that my creatinine was 4.9, and out of fear and tension, he sent the reports to our family doctor back in Muscat. Mind you, this was all happening around 12:31 a.m. in the night, where our doctor called back, and he only hoped that the sample that was collected was incorrect or it was mixed up at the lab. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So my dad confirmed to our doctor that it was my report. And his immediate reaction was, she needs a nephrologist urgently. We went, saw doctors, met one, met two, met three. We went for multiple opinions over the next 1 month, where all of them confirmed that both my kidneys had failed. I was at chronic kidney disease stage 5, which is the last stage, or the advanced stage as they may say. And we had discovered through the biopsy, which was held in March, the reason of my kidney failure was IgA nephropathy. Post discovering this, obviously it was a very devastating moment for all of us as a family. We didn't know how to react, to be very honest. I didn't know I could get diagnosed, or I could kind of land up into something as big as this. I had started treatment and tests initially at another hospital which was very close to our house in Vasant Kunj. We had started over there. We spent about, from the period of April until September, we were consulting at that hospital with those doctors. But it so happened that in the month of September, we could not go ahead with the procedure and the surgery there, where we chanced upon Medanta. Medanta, I'd say, happened to me absolutely by luck. I had to restart a couple of things here in terms of procedures to get admitted, in terms of obviously testing the other organs functions before they can actually take me in for a transplant. But it was to our luck, because Dr. Shyam Bansal was an association of our family. Reason being, my aunt was also diagnosed with lupus, and her kidneys had also failed. So she was already being treated by Dr. Bansal for the last few years. So that's how we also came into coming to Medanta, to reaching out to Dr. Bansal for my treatment as well. It obviously involved multiple visits to the hospital, between taking multiple tests, between back and forth in terms of the whole situation with COVID. We were not comfortable throughout. My mom had tested. We went through multiple tests for her, and me and her matched. Both our kidneys and also the other functions that were required. All the blood tests, all the blood work that happened, everything matched. And I got pretty lucky where my mom was in a situation to donate a kidney to me.
So the day came when we had to be admitted, both of us, Paluck and myself. Or agle din, the next morning, they took us to the OT, where the doctors were very kind and very, very helpful. उनका एक बात करने का और एक समझाने का तरीका इतना अच्छा था कि हम लोगों को ऐसे, जो एक डर तो था, जो एक डर होना चाहिए, होता है एज अ पेशेंट व्हेन यू अंडरगो ऑल दीज थिंग्स, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं एक कहीं कंफर्टेबल हम लोगों को लग रहा था, एक अच्छा ठीक लग रहा था, आई वुड से कि भी हाँ हो रहा है. एंड भगवान का नाम लेके वी बोथ वेंट इन टू द ओटी. उसके बाद सब उनके हाथ और ऊपर वाले के हाथ. वी केम आउट अच्छे से विद स्माइली फेसेस, बोथ ऑफ अस, and the family supported us too well. As I would say, my husband, my sisters, my sister-in-laws, everybody in the house, my brother-in-laws, सबने इतना हम लोगों को help किया.
When I got admitted, the night before was an extremely anxious night. Not just for me, but I didn't know how this would turn out. I mean, there is no guarantee of what a surgery will look like. You can only kind of surrender and give yourself in and leave it to the doctors, as they say, because it's their job to kind of get you out. But to us, it was very personal when it came to the teams that were operating on us. So I remember the night when we got admitted. My mom was admitted in one room. I was admitted in my one room. I had my Masi, her husband, I had my neighbors, everyone downstairs, keeping their fingers crossed and praying that the next morning everything went smooth. There was one doctor who I don't think any of us in my family will forget, Dr. Kamal Bharti, who came and he came for his regular anesthetic checkup where before the surgery he had to do his bit. All he came and said was, having gone through a personal situation for him, all he came and said was, if I can do it at this age, so can you. There is no reason for you to not be able to come past this. And I kid you not, it was such an assuring, that one conversation, even though he came for his regular rounds and he came for his checkup, but that 5 minutes with Dr. Bharti was so assuring that they will take care of me. They will take me through this. And similarly, in our past months where we met Dr. Ghosh from the urology team, if it wasn't for that man, I wouldn't have the confidence of being able to make it to the other side. He broke it down in such simple words to us that nothing is going wrong. I do this every day. I do this. I deal with a lot of patients. Let me do my job. Just relax. Is all he said. He just broke down the entire process to us so easily that it was very comforting to us. We knew we were in safe hands. And another appointment I recall was Dr. Hilawat, who eventually operated on me, and Dr. Ghosh had operated on my mom. Dr. Hilawat was a cameo in my movie. I only met him twice. The first time on consultation before the surgery, where he said, he looked at my reports, he flipped through my file and he said, any questions? I said, no, we don't have questions, but do you have questions? He said, no. And I recall when we were leaving from the room, he tapped my back and said, God bless you, beta. See you in the OT. That's all he said. And I recall that morning when they took us in for the surgery. I think it was, I had completely surrendered that morning and I completely left things to God, where I said, if the universe has brought me to this, it will take me out of it. After that, we used to come back for checkups, and we saw Dr. Ghosh once, but the entire staff, the nephrology staff, the urology staff at Medanta was incredibly supportive. Dr. Bansal's team, when it came to the coordination team, Surinder ji, Rajkumar ji, Anju ji, they used to greet us so sweetly. I mean, it was very reassuring as a family to come back. We knew nothing will go wrong. Similarly, when it came to the post-op situation, when I was in the ICU for 4 days, but the nursing staff on that night, there was a girl called Achal, who was very, very sweet. I mean, she took care of me like a baby. She absolutely took care of me like a baby. Until the next 2 nights, and then I think the third morning there was another staff called Razia. She was also very sweet. The entire nursing staff, I think those 4 days of ICU and then coming out of the ICU into the ward, the staff had been very, very good to me. Not just to me, even to my mom and everybody from the family. So I think Medanta happened to us by chance, but it was such a stroke of luck for us that if it wasn't for Medanta, I don't know what else would it be. If it wasn't for Dr. Bansal, because Dr. Bansal is now a part of our I have to see him every 2 months. I have to get my checkups with him every 2 months, so he's very comforting to talk to, and he's very clear. Like, he knows, I mean, obviously, from the years of experience that he comes from, it's very reassuring to talk to him and know that you're okay. He never says you're a patient. He says, what illness? You're done with the illness. Bimari khatam ho gayi, is what he says. So yes, I mean, the whole experience has been quite a bit. It's been a little traumatic, but I'd say it's been very comforting and reassuring to, having dealt with all the staff at Medanta. They're not just doctors. I mean, for us, they came as angels, I'd say. I mean, I might sound very cliched, but to us, they were people who saved us from a very, very big mishap. And all I'd say is, it was a journey that began, it had a start, and I know it had to have an end. And the end is, this is me. I mean, I'm sitting here in front of you. I'm sitting here in a good condition, touch wood. There are precautions that I have to take on a daily basis. I have to take my medication on time. I have an alarm for my medication morning and night. Cannot afford to miss that. No one should. I do my regular checkups with my doctors. Every 2 months I have my checkups. I watch my diet. I do tend to cheat sometimes, but that's alright, because for the last 1.5 years I've eaten only Loki, Tinda and Tori for the longest time. It's really not the best. So I do cheat at times, but there are cautions I have to take. I have started working now. It's only been a couple of months since I've started working. Not all days are easy. There are days I feel very tired in the morning, and sometimes I don't know what to do about it because it's just so fatiguing. But then you kind of have to wake yourself up and say that it's okay, you have to get past it. But this does happen. You do get tired on certain days, but you pick yourself up and you get up the next morning and say it's okay. It's past. So it's not the easiest of journey, but like I said, it had a start and it had an end as well. So get yourself checked if you have to. If there are symptoms, then this whole myth about only once we turn 40 we'll get ourselves checked. No, there isn't anything like that. Do your regular health checkups. If there's someone warning you, if there's some symptom that your body is giving you, listen to it. There's no harm in doing a regular health checkup for yourself. So all I'd like to say is that we've come past it. We're happy, we're taking care on a daily basis. The entire family is very supportive of it, and everyone kind of operates around how you're comfortable. I couldn't thank everyone enough, not just my family, my support system, the staff at Medanta. Everyone has been extremely supportive to me. Thank you very much to all the team that has been a part of my journey and will continue to be. As much as I don't want to come back to a hospital and see a doctor per se, but I guess it's a part of life now. So that's how it is.